On today's episode, we are going to test drive the van, make sure the oil pump is good, and we're going to the flea market on a rainy day. So, not the best thing, but we'll see. We'll see what we find. I'll show you guys in a little bit. Alright, so here we are at the Flea Market. Rainy day. They said 100 vendors. I think they were rounding up a lot when they said that. We'll see what we find. I'll show you in a minute. Yeah, so as you can see, there's a lot of emptiness here. Plus that they only charge $1 to get in instead of $2, so it's a little bit on the lower side. So let's see what we find. Oh yeah, look at that piece of perfection over there. Alright, so rainy day at the flea market. This is what we got. Beats headphones, bike seat clamp, and a bike seat stem. Kinda needed these two. Paid $1 for both of them, so can't complain. These I paid $9 for. We'll see what happens there. I might keep them, I might throw them on eBay and make a little bit of money if I don't like them. It's a win-win. Alright, so now we're going to drive home, and so far the van's been running pretty awesome. So let's start it up and see what it runs like. Up. There we go. Let it warm up for a second, but yeah, so far no complaints. The van's been running awesome, and so yeah, I'll show you guys what the drive home looks like in a minute. So yeah, been going to Will's Flea Market since I was 10 years old, and I'm almost 30 now, so almost 20 years of going there. And over time, I mean, what I buy there varies. Some things stay the same. Overall, it seems like I'm always buying bicycles and just old stuff I can get my hands on. Once I bought my house and got a job, more, steady job, I started buying a lot of stuff and really becoming kind of like a hoarder to some extent. And then I filled up my basement with junk, and at some point I was like, you know what, I can use this, get rid of this junk and buy other things I want and kind of add to my collection to an extent, but my collection can be always kind of changing. And eventually, I mean, buying, fixing, selling bicycles, coolers, and odd things I end up finding there led me to the van, only because, I mean, I can buy bicycles there. For a while I was buying a lot of like 70s road bikes when like fixed gear single speeds were a big deal here in Chicago, and I was buying them, switching the cog, making a 10-speed, converting it over to a single speed, and which was a pretty inexpensive thing. I was buying the parts to do it at the flea market for about, I could buy a bike for maybe under 20 bucks, buy the cog to switch it over and chain for about 10 bucks, and then turn around and put that bike up for sale, clean it up a little bit, remove a lot of the extra things that it had, and sell it for, depending on the bike. I mean, they sold some of those bikes for like 180 bucks, and I mean, they're worth as much as someone's willing to pay for them. And if they're willing to pay that much for them, I guess they're worth that much. To me, they weren't worth much. But eventually, after doing that for a while, I ended up buying more bicycles, a little bit different bicycles, and kind of, I mean, I'll make a video one of these days where I show you my bicycles in my basement. I mean, I don't have that many anymore. I still probably have like 10 or 11 down there, but and I have some in my backyard as well. But overall, I mean, that led me to kind of saving a little bit of money here and there, and eventually I started looking at vans because I always wanted a Ford van from the 60s. I had the Falcon. I've had the Falcon since I was 16, but always wanted a van, but never really had the opportunity to buy one. So now that I had a little bit of money saved up, I decided to start looking around. Saw the van, and I'll make a video talking about the story of how I ended up with the van in the near future, actually. So then, yeah, I mean, after that, I bought it, and kind of fixing it up and stuff kind of went the same way. Keep buying things at the flea market here and there, fixing them up, selling them. I keep some stuff that I'm really interested in, and the stuff I'm not that interested in, I try to find someone that is interested in it more so than I am. And a lot of the stuff I have up for sale is stuff that I wouldn't mind keeping, but if someone's willing to pay me some money for it, I could definitely use that money to move forward on my projects with the van or the Falcon or whatever I'm working on at the moment. And so that's pretty much it with the flea market. If you like my channel, if you like watching videos of my van driving around, because that's what the rest of this video is going to be, so kind of spoiler there. But if you like watching this kind of stuff, please consider subscribing, like this video, and if you want to be notified when we post our next video, just hit the bell. Our next video, I think, should be, we're going to be going to the beach in the van, just me and my kids, and then hopefully get some cool, I have some cool angles to be able to put them in together for you to watch. And I guess in that video I'll kind of add the story of how I became the owner of the van and kind of its past. So if you like, please subscribe, like our video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.